Hey guys, what's going on? As you guys probably saw earlier, I briefly did a little, DraftKings little video. Didn't really have too much studying there, so I decided just to make you guys another one. Maybe I'm overhyping the summer league, but that is my sport, so I'm definitely excited for it. So yeah, I'm gonna go a little bit more in depth here. Hopefully, you guys try it out. Like I said, right now it may change, but there is super overlay right now. And as we all know, that is a very, very good thing. I don't think too many people are playing this, but who knows? It could change. But as of right now, a lot of overlay. So a lot of the percentages on winning could definitely go up. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to go a little in depth into it here in this video. Like I said, I did touch on it a little bit earlier, but I didn't really go too crazy into it. So all right. So anyway, let's get into it here. All right. So as I told you guys. Anyway, in this New Orleans Detroit game, I'm not really into this one too much. You got, like I said, I may mess these guys' names up. I've never heard of these guys before. We're just going to call him Trevin. Anyway, I think he's coming off the bench, which is the only thing that sucks. I'm trying to target guys coming that are starting, but man, you definitely can't deny what this guy's been doing. 39 and 35 in his first two games. As I mentioned earlier, Pelicans are scoring very, very well. So, yeah, like I said, this guy's coming off the bench, getting some half-decent minutes. Is it going to keep up 24 and 26 points off the bench? I'm not 100% sure, but if you want to take a risk on him, he's only 5,700. I think you can definitely put him in there. Not too many crazy good point guards out here tonight, so I think that's one guy that you can really look at in tonight's slate. Check Diallo. Like I said, I told you guys earlier, I really like him. I think he has good upside here. 32 and 32. I like him. There's other guys I'd rather have, but I think he's a good consistent cash play at 7,000. Like I said, his price is a little high, but I think you can definitely work with it. Anyway, Henry Ellison, this is probably the guy I'm going to go to. Detroit doesn't really have anyone right now in the summer league, and Ellison, I don't know if you guys see there, but 17 and 21 shots. Obviously, his field goal makes are very bad. But my big thing here is he is getting a boatload of shots here. So the more shots, the better. He's going to get a couple trips to the foul line. Might get some rebounds and blocks and stuff like that. Also, he's playing some pretty big minutes as well. So I really like Henry Ellison here, taking on a fast-paced New Orleans team. So I really do like this one. 25th opponent ranking, I guess, if you want to look at it in preseason. But really like Ellison in this one. Besides that, really not care too much. So Diallo, I think you can put him in there as cash. Ellison's one of my favorite plays. And then Trevin here at 5,700, I think you could put him in there if you think he's going to continue what he's doing there coming off the bench. All right, next game we have is Toronto and OKC. So this is another game I got a couple guys from. I think I told you guys about this earlier. Daniel Hamilton, I like him. He's been doing pretty good. Dakare Johnson, he hasn't been looking too bad either. Cody Miller, I think that's who it is. Not many people know too much about him. 30 and 21. He's not playing big minutes, so that's a GPP play if you want to go that way there. And then you got Rashawn Thomas. He's looking pretty consistent here. 37 and 28 in his first two. I like him. I do. He's kind of a defensive guy. Can shoot the ball when he wants. So I do like him at a very cheap price tag there at only 5,300. Not really liking anyone here. You got Burton here for OKC. Deontay Burton, 23 and 22. So if you're looking for someone cheap, excuse me, look for someone cheap here for only 4,700. That's going to get you 2022. I don't mind him if you want to go that way. Besides that, not really looking at any of these guys. Thompson, I don't know if I want to go that way. So, yeah, I'm looking at Thomas, a little bit of Johnson, and definitely looking at Hamilton here. If you want to go OG Anunoby here, sorry about that. You can go that way. 7,300 is kind of expensive for a guy that's not putting up $7,300 worth of price tag. So it's up to you. So Hamilton, Johnson, Thomas, I'm kind of looking at there. Those are my main three. I'm looking at this one. And I already told you about this one here, Indiana, Cleveland. Definitely going to be targeting this one. I love Holiday. Zizik, I think that's how you said. He's been on fire. Osman, he's been hot too. Don't think he's going to do that, but probably around 30 to 33, 34 around there. So this is the game I really like. I like spending it up in this one. I got, maybe one, maybe two in this lineup here. Sorry, in my own personal lineup. Sexton, I don't mind him either if you want to go that way, but I really like Holiday. I like what he's been putting on. Plus, Indiana doesn't really have anyone behind him. Cleveland, they got Sexton. They got Zizik a little bit. Osman's been helping out. Cora White's kind of a defense guy, but they got more guys that can score than Indiana. So, I really like Holiday. Like I said, Zizik, a little bit of Osman in there. That's kind of what I'm looking at. Like I said, you can always put Sexton in there, but he's almost $8,000. So Holiday, Zizik, a little bit of Osman. That's probably what I'm looking at there. Philly and Washington, not really much to really look at this one. Like I said, Smith, maybe put him in there. I don't know how he's going to do. Troy Brown, I don't really know any of these Washington guys. They don't have a good summer league team. He had 45 against San Antonio. So that's up to you if you want to put him in there. He's getting his shots, so I don't think he'll be too popular. He has 6,200, so you're kind of betting off his last game. Here's another guy. Like I said, I don't know how to say his last name. Chris Chizoza. No idea how to say him. Anyway, he's definitely not too bad of a player here either. 23 and 37 in his first two games. They only scored 59 against Cleveland there, so he's getting pretty big minutes, 28 and 31, so around 30 minutes a game. Kind of an all-around player. He's probably going to get you 8 or 9 real points, maybe 10, 1 or 2 steals maybe, and some couple assists. I like it here for around 25, 26 fantasy points for him. Like I said, with the Washington team that can't really score. I think I told you about him earlier. He had a really good game, and then he sucked really bad. Harrison, it's up to you. He's been trash. And then Smith, I think, gets you 25 to 30 in this one. TLC, I don't know if he's going to play. If he does, I don't know how many minutes he's going to play. So this is kind of an interesting game here. I don't really know, like I said, any of these Washington guys. Devin Robertson, I do know who that is. 21 and 37, another one of those guys. He's getting some pretty good field goal attempts, so I don't think many people will have him. So if you want to put him in there, I think you could do that with low ownership. He's only $4,900, so I think you can definitely look at him. So that's mostly it from that one. Not really into that one. Maybe 1, maybe 2 from that one. Charlotte, Boston. This is definitely going to be the one that I really like here. Malik Monk, he's going to be out, so I love Charlotte. I think they'll be popular here. Anyway, you got Hernan Gomez. This dude's a beast. He's very expensive, but 41 and 41 in his first 2 games. That second game was versus Miami without Monk. The only thing here that I kind of worry about, I know it's summer league and they're not going to play many games, but are some of these guys on, that are coming on these back-to-backs, are they going to rest? I'm not 100% sure. That's the only thing I'm worried about. But, we'll have to see. Hopefully they don't rest them. They're only playing for a couple weeks, so but if they don't rest him, I love Hernan. Bridges, I think he's in a good spot here. Like I said, the last game was without Monk, so 25. He did about the same, even with Monk in there. Jabari Bird, I think he's in a good spot for Boston. I don't think many people will have him. 27 and 34. I love this dude. Plays very big minutes. 27 shots in 2 games. Like this guy. I think you have to get him in your lineup. And then you got Mr. Bacon here. He definitely, with Monk going out, he definitely, stepped up. It really helped him out. Had 24 with Monk, and then when Monk went out, he had 33 points. And then he had 22 real points. He had extra 4 shots for him. So I do like him 5 for 6 on the free throw line. He's, going to get you your points. So I like Bacon quite a bit. Graham, not too bad either. 5,800, a little bit cheaper than Bacon is, and 24 and 26 for him. So, like I said, they're all getting their shots pretty good. If you want to go that way, usually I don't like showing my secrets here, but there's a couple guys that I like looking at here. I don't know how to say this guy's name. JP Macra. Anyway, he's probably going to be in the starting lineup once again with Monk being out. He did start last time with Monk being out and had 23 points. Doesn't seem like a lot, but the dude that's almost bare minimum, I think you got to put him in your lineup. So that's kind of my little GPP play. I'm showing you guys here in this summer league. So like I said, if you want to get in some of those big dudes, I think he will help out quite a bit. Then you got Smith and Bell. Like I said, those guys will probably have high ownership. That's up to you. Doncic, he's probably not going to be playing this summer league, so Smith is probably going to do half decent. Mobley, I think you can look at him. He's probably going to be fighting for – he might be on the active roster to start the year. I'm not sure. He's a very capable player, though, so that's up to you guys if you want to go that way. I'm not really into this one. Not really one I'm looking at. Smith and Bell, like I said, you can look at those two, but no one else I really care about. All right, let's get rid of that. Moving on here, we have 4 more games. We've got Milwaukee and Denver. Beasley, I don't mind him. If you guys can get this Kristen Wood in here, I think he's in a pretty good spot. Like I said, going up against a little bit harder team here in Denver, but I like him. 47 and 34. This guy also gets his shots pretty good. Averaging a double-double here in the 2 games. So don't mind putting him in there. DJ Wilson, I don't mind him. If you want to put him in there as well. And then I mentioned this guy here in the last video, Monte Morris. If you just need someone relatively cheap, this is going to get you around 24, 25 fantasy points. Put him in there. He's, like I said, he's getting his shots as well. So Monte Morris, only 5,800. I think you could put him in there. All right, moving on to Orlando and Phoenix. I think this game will be relatively popular since it has some of the top picks in here. Ayton, obviously 9,700. He's very expensive. If you want to put him in there, you can. I just don't think you really need him. He'll still probably get you 35, 40, but I think there's other guys that are capable of that cost you less. Isaac, I think he's half decent. Kind of, Ayton's a pretty good defender, so he might get you 28 to 30 in this one. Jackson, he hasn't really been doing much. Bamba, he will be popular. This guy here, I don't know how to say his name. We're just going to go with Isaiah. He's have to be decent, 28-19 in his 2 games. If you want somebody half decently cheap here for 6,300, I guess that's not crazy cheap. I thought he was a little cheaper, my bad. So disregard that. For some reason, I thought he was like 4,800. But moving on, that's really it here. Yeah, I'm not really into this game, to be completely honest. I think it will be popular, but I'm honestly not looking at it. Minnesota and Brooklyn here. Like I said, I love this Minnesota team here. But like I said, the only bad thing is they played last night, so that's my only concern. Hopefully, their guys are going to play here. But anyway, if Emil Jefferson, I think that's how you say his name. Anyway, if he hopefully he does play. He's been consistent, 36 and 33. I think he's a very good cash play. I really like him here. I really do. I think he's in a very good spot. One of the guys I'm going to pay up for. Another guy that, like I said, hopefully he plays is Bates Diop. 20 and 47 in his 2 games. Yeah, this guy's a beast here. Hopefully he gets some more playing time. I think he's in a good spot. Brooklyn, I don't know what's going on with them. They got a lot of guys that are not playing, LeVert and Allen. So they're just putting in a whole bunch of bums. So I don't know if you really want to pick any of these guys. I don't even know how to say this dude's name. Anyway, maybe you can put him in there, 30 points in his last game against OKC. I don't know who he is, though. So that's kind of it. I really don't want to touch Brooklyn's side of this. I just don't know any of these dudes. So then maybe you can put in – I think Cousins did half decent last game. Let me look. 22 and 16. Never mind. I was thinking of someone else. So, yeah, I guess in this one here, Jefferson and Bates Diop is who you can really look at. Like I said, hopefully they play. If they do, I'm looking at both of those guys. And then last but not least, we got the Clippers in Houston, which this should be another cashy game here. We got Thornwell. He's been a beast here in his first 2 games. We got Glorious Alexander. I love him tonight. Like I said, it's a back-to-back for them, so hopefully he plays. 27 and 39, and I think he can easily get you 34 to 37 in this one, and a little bit faster-paced game here against Houston. This should be a good game. Like I said, I mentioned him earlier as well, Isaiah Harrison. If you want to put him in there, maybe put him in there. Let me see if there's anyone else. I don't really see anyone else that I'm looking at. RJ Hunter, he's been in the league for 57,000 years. I don't even know why he's still playing. But anyway, he had a good one against Golden State, so maybe you want to GPP with that. but his minutes did get a boost. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at. I briefly kind of went over that there. Like I said, it is Summer League, so anything can really happen, but that's kind of what I'm looking at. Hopefully these guys play on this back-to-back. I don't know what they're going to do with their rookies. Like I said, they're only playing for a couple weeks, so hopefully they play them here. If not, that's really going to suck. So, like I said, Jefferson, Holiday, kind of, yeah, like I said, really like those guys. Alexander, if you can get him in there. You got Wood, you got Zizek, Diablo, some of my top guys. Osman, kind of a one-off guy. I don't mind him. Like I said, Jabari Bird's in a half-decent spot there. Henry Ellison, I like him quite a bit. So, yeah, definitely a couple guys that I gave you. Hopefully you guys take that in consideration. Like I said, you got Hamilton as well. Yeah, so anyway, I hope you take that into consideration. So, anyway, if you guys want to join us, definitely let me know. It's only $5 per lineup. Like I said, we're both in this together as it's our first time since DraftKings just put this summer league in. But I love it. I'm an NBA nut. You know me. Ranked top 800 in the world on NBA. So, a little bit later.